Um, okay, so Angela, you got some, like, you had a shift, right? And you had some significant
Yeah,
synchronicities happen the day after,
yeah,
right? So this is
yeah,
the
yeah. And I
second
want you to have this.
compassion key that we did.
So, yep, the second one that I received from you, just straight up compassion key. Um, and yeah, like less than 24 hours. Literally, like less than 24, like somewhere between 12 and 24 hours, right? After our session. Um, Two epic synchronicities showed up that like neither one of those had happened in years. Like my practice, my lightworker practice as a healer, went from, like, I mean, you know this, but I'm just saying this for anybody who sees this. Like, give a little bit of background here, right? Like my lightworker practice had been a fully sustainable business for a decade, a little longer than a decade. Like steadily increasing, steadily, more clients, more somatic students, even more miraculous results. Da, 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 da. And then boom, I hit this horrible, horrible dry spell, um, that I've been like trying to climb my way out of, for like, it's been like just about pretty much exactly 4 years. I mean, it's bad, right? Like, it's
Hmm.
been
Your
horrible. Okay.
like your intuition was blocked, right? And you use it in your work, and you had some hard
Yeah,
times, right?
yeah, yeah. It was like I was making these decisions, for my personal healing that just weren't quite aligned, and I was basically like immersing myself in these, like, they were intended to be these healing environments, but basically, I mean, in a nutshell, I can tell you now, like, in a nutshell, what I was doing to my system was absolute torture, because basically I'd be sitting in these groups, where like the goal was like, you know, like vulnerability and trust, and like kind of pushing our edges on like vulnerable, authentic sharing and trust. But I was in situations like where, um, like the most vulnerable, like parts, like the most true and epic and authentic and like big parts of myself, I was actually keeping silent, because like I didn't let anybody know that I was a practitioner. I didn't let anybody know that I was a teacher, right? Like basically I like silenced and hid like all of the most important, like, aspects of my life, because I was like thinking to myself, no, I'm here to be a student and to be vulnerable and to receive. I'm not here to be the practitioner. I'm not here to, like, do anything. So I kept it all silent. I think what was happening, honestly, was like my system was like probably like my soul level highest self intuitive guidance was probably like sensing the needs of the people in my circles, and like dying to like support and help, right? And to like offer, like, oh gee, this thing that I just downloaded from, Hualalai like 2 months ago for like some clients or students would be perfect. It's like, it's like sensing the authentic need and where the gift meet, left and right. But like being in a situation where it was inappropriate, or I told myself that it was inappropriate to speak anything. So it's like hiding everything, but then like trying to be vulnerable. I basically like silenced my entire I like silenced my higher self and put the parts of me that like are totally fine with self promotion in the dungeon in order to fit like the role of like student, like humble student that has nothing of value to offer other than like I'm just receiving here. No, I look back at that and I'm like, oh my gosh, I was torturing myself. I was torturing like my gifts. I was like torturing everything. Okay, I didn't realize that. Like I'm just now piecing this together. Like 4 years later, after like after literally inducing health problems, financial problems up the wazoo, like all of it, right? Okay, we've had two CK sessions, compassion key sessions. I've had two from
Right.
you, um, working on like unblocking my receiving channel, right? So last night was the second one.
Yeah.
So we're
Yeah, the
still on the
first
24 hours.
yeah, the first one,
Yeah,
I
go
guess
ahead.
a week before, the first one was a infinity process, like with a inner child that was earlier age. And then last night was
Yep.
only shortcut technique, and there was some past life stuff in there, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Definitely past life stuff, and then a little bit of inner child were things coming up from this lifetime. Yeah, and past lifetime. A lot of past lifetime last night. Yeah.
Mm. Combined
So
with where you were now, last night. There was
say that
also
again.
the present. Oh, combined with where you are in the present, yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry if I'm talking fast. I'm just like really
Oh,
excited
no, you
because of
go
these
ahead.
shifts.
Yeah, you go
Okay.
ahead. I just wanted to put that, I just wanted to say what they were, like the
Yeah.
type
Yeah.
for documenting.
Yeah. Feel free to interject whatever,
Okay.
whatever you need to.
Yeah,
I
you go
just need
ahead.
people to know that you're a fucking rock star facilitator. Like that's all I, because it's
Yeah.
true. It's true. And that these shifts that happen are because of energy shifting. Changes are, literally changes how the world shows up in our experience. So
Oh, yeah.
like last night, yeah, so like last night, I all day yesterday I've been really struggling. I was like, gosh, I'm getting these like, you know, I'm wanting because I've been like gradually making shifts in my, in my website, in my reaching clients again after like strangling my voice and throat shut for all this time. It's like starting to, open back up. And I've been doing in-person sessions, which has been lovely. And I was just getting on like, getting ready to like send out an email, which I haven't done in a fair while, and like to send out an email to local clients. Like these are like I've done thousands of sessions right here in this town where I happen to be right now. I've been traveling for a while, right? And like so like there are plenty of people who like know the legitimacy of my work right here right now, like this entire practice that had been built off of word of mouth from people in this town, right? I've been here for months without being able to even like announce that I'm here. Like that's how, right? It's so bad, right? So I
Right.
just started doing that after our first session was when I was able to get some Facebook um, posts out. So, like over the past week or so, I've been able to get some Facebook posts out, some videos and things like that announcing my presence. So, some people, saw Facebook and like got in person sessions with me, right? So, here are my synchronicities that happened today. For the first time in 4 years. This is like embarrassing to even say because it like I say this at the risk of like making myself sound like an illegitimate practitioner. But whatever. This is the truth. This is what happened.
It was just the dry spell or a dark night of the
Yeah,
soul,
it was.
whatever,
Well, when you,
whatever happened and what you
yeah, yeah,
call it. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it was definitely a massive dry spell where I strangled my, like, not only did I strangle my speaking, I strangled my energetic transmission. It's like in the strangling and like shoving my highest self in the dungeon, I shoved my own transmission of value into the dungeon. So if that transmission isn't coming out, people can't see my value,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
people can't recognize it. People can't like be excited and like right now I see your value and I'm like I need people to know that you're a rockstar practitioner, right? People who were still getting sessions from me even during my dry spell got miracle level shifts. They just never spoke a fucking word about them to anybody else. You
Uh-huh.
know what I'm
But
saying?
in the
Sorry for my
past, you were getting referrals. It's just during
and in the
that four
past,
years you weren't. Right.
exactly. It's just during the 4 years. And during those 4 years, like the results were still improving. It's just that people weren't talking about it. So like nobody sent me new people. Whereas like here, typically before then, it's like somebody would have their miracle shift and they would do just what I'm doing right now. I have, you know what I mean? I want other people to know your medicine, right? And I want more people to benefit from. That's like the natural response to receiving a miracle, right? But that's not what was happening in my reality for like 4 years. People will get their epic shift and then like not even tip me. Whereas before, like, people would tip, like they would send an extra amount, like
Mm.
afterwards or something, right? Like they would send an
Yeah.
extra amount and send me five more people.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. And
And
you were
like, and
getting this,
here,
and then recently you were getting this huge resistance to sending out the email. And also I was going to
yes,
interview you. So that's what we were setting up right on Sunday. But then it was
Yeah.
you let me know about what was happening, and then so we just did that
Yeah.
compassion key about that because it wasn't a good time to do an interview.
Yeah, I was
And
all
then
like, there was all this like light worker persecution, crazy stuff happening in my system where like I was too strangled to even like, you know, be able to
oh,
do a good interview. It felt too
right,
activated in my
there
system.
is another
Yeah,
point too. I think because I want to shout you
sure.
out too, right? Because I think you
Yeah,
also use some
sure.
of your own transmissions, like things from Mount Shasta, I believe. Didn't you do that last week?
Yeah, yeah. So basically, yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, 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 yeah. I started doing, so it was right after we started doing our peer groups. We met in like this volunteer peer group through Compassion Key, right? It was right after our first like peer group, kind of popcorn style compassion key phrases. I don't know how else to describe that little peer group session that we did.
Yeah,
That
yeah, peer
whole
support
week.
of practitioners. Yeah, yeah.
Yep, yep. That whole week, it is in my calendar in pink, like circled. I was doing like 5 hours at least every day, not like all in one chunk, but like, 2 hours here, an hour here, another couple hours there, of like of different mountain medicine somatic like transmission teachings and group calls, like group unburdening sessions that I led over the past, years, right? But they're recorded in my Zoom account. I was guided to re-soak in the medicine that came through the mountains through me for my other clients and students, like over the course of, there's a lot that's been recorded, right? So every single day I was like taking that in myself every day, like 5 hours of different ones from different time periods, like all after 2020, and which was basically like helping my system, um, it's like just get more light into it, like bring more juice, have more. It's like kind of like getting more water into the river. Like when a river is running low, the boulders really hurt, right? But if your river is
Right.
high, you're above the boulders. Like there's boulders are
Yeah.
still in the river, but like you're above them. So basically, I was like flooding my inner river that had gone dry with water, through just beautiful, beautiful light anchoring practices like that have come through me that other people have been benefiting from, and I just wasn't. Who
Right.
knew? Um, yeah. So that was beautiful. So for those like that whole week, I actually kept doing it for even the week after that because then we did our trade. Gosh, when did we do our first show? Wasn't it like a week and a half ago? It seemed like it was like a week and a half ago.
I guess so. It might have been last Tuesday or Thursday. I wrote
Okay.
it down. I just don't
Okay.
have it handy.
Okay. It's okay. Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Um, yeah. Whenever it was, that was definitely 100% a big shift for me because I know I was able to like get stuff out on Facebook after that point and be able to do. I did like a group. I did like a little mini group event.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I did like a little
Amazing.
mini group event. I think it was within 2 days of our session. I was able to both
Hmm.
put that out on Facebook, like set it up, promote it, get it out there, and people were sharing it. That was another thing after that first
Cool.
session that we had, right? So I put it out there. I didn't even realize that people were sharing it until like the other day. Apparently there are these there's like a local light worker group that I didn't know existed because it formed after I left, here like many years ago. And like somebody saw my post on Facebook and like clicked going to the event, and then somebody else who I had never met before saw it and was like, that, and she posted it, didn't even know me. And she
Right.
posted it in this other like whole light worker, community group, of which like turns out I know plenty of people who are in it, but not the majority because like, different people have been waking up, right, over the past few years that I hadn't met yet, right? So like I met new people at a group tap event that like that I was hosting
Oh,
from
sweet.
this like
That's
remote.
awesome.
Yeah. So this, yeah, yeah. So then fast forward to last night, I was like getting ready to like, so I haven't sent an email to the people on my email list that are in this town, which are hundreds of people. So people, only people who are on Facebook and who are friends with me on Facebook and who've been on, actively looking at Facebook know that I'm in this town right now, right? So I was getting ready to like send an email out to these other hundreds of people, and like I was like getting all this like all these things going on.
Right.
And so I told you about it, and you're like, huh. I'm like, yeah, it feels like, like really gruesome past life things, like light
Yeah.
workers persecuting light workers, right? Like where like jealousy and
Yeah.
territorialism can kind of like creep their way into
Right.
our karmic imprinting, and we can kind of be shits to each other, you know what I
Right.
mean, if we're not digesting our triggers, right? So it was like I'm getting ready to like send this email to this group of people, and it's like, whoa, you were saying, yeah, probably not a good idea to send it if that's what you're getting, right? Because
Yeah.
there might be people on that list,
Right.
right, who
Because you
actually
have
have
that
that karmic.
karma. Yeah, you have the
Yeah,
program still. If you're running it, like, or I mean, if you have it in your field, then people will be running that. And like if you clear it, then they don't need to be anymore. So
yeah, right,
I
right.
was
Because
like,
then
let's
if
just
my Lego
deal with that
piece is
right
like
now
this.
instead of doing the interview. Yeah.
Exactly, right? Yeah, because it's like if my Lego piece is like this, that says like I am persecutable, right? I am a threat to you versus an amicable collaborator, all pushing the same boulder up the mountain to like, you know what I mean? Like change the freaking paradigm, right? Like instead of being your collaborator, I am
Right.
a threat to you, so you better persecute me, right? Like I am persecutable is basically what my little
Right.
Lego piece
Oh
was. So
yeah,
that's
like
my
having a
Lego.
post-it note on you that says kick me or whatever. It's kind of like
Yeah,
that, but just
yeah.
more
Like
extreme.
kick me down the mountain before I kick you down the mountain.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, whatever, right? So that's my Lego piece, and somebody else has that in their field. It's
Right.
not good. It's really
Totally.
not good. So you're like, yeah, let's not do the interview yet. Let's just do at least
Yeah.
some short form phrases. So my thing starts to change, right?
Right.
So if I'm at a different level, and even if there are people on that list now that have that imprinting that matched this one, but I'm here, they're either not going to read the email, or they're going to read the email and somehow it's not going to trigger it because it's not a match.
Right.
It's a
The
it's a
important thing
different
is to
config.
clear it in yourself. Yeah.
Yeah,
Totally.
yeah. It's like I clear it
We've
in
got to,
myself to
because you could
become.
feel it. It was so intense, like in your throat, but also in your belly. Like you said, there was
Yeah,
like
it
a
was in my
wild, kind of
throat.
felt like a wild animal, like kicking in there, like moving around. It was really,
Yeah, it was really intense.
yeah.
I
And
almost
then,
wish I almost wish it was recorded so people could see just how intense
oh
it
yeah,
really
very
was.
intense.
It was
Well,
it was
at
like
least we
very,
get
very
to
intense.
celebrate though. We're celebrating the things that happen, the shifts and the actual results,
Absolutely.
changes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Well, it turned
So
out that you had these vows. You had vows that were conflicting too. And then
yeah,
we dug into why you had made one of the vows too, and that was good to clear all that too.
oh my gosh, it was
And
so
then
good.
and
Yeah,
then you saw the connections in it. It's like having revelations or just like deep insights where you're going, oh
yeah,
wow, right? And it was
yeah.
amazing.
It
And
was
and after
huge. It
that,
was
I
big.
asked you a question about the wisdom, like a message you would share with people, and we actually recorded that.
We
So we're
did
going to share
record
that
that. I'm
clip.
so
Yeah,
glad. Yeah, I'm
yeah,
so glad you thought of asking. Yeah, to record that, for sure. Yeah, yeah. So, and then at the end of the session, also you asked me about the externalization
right.
questions, right? Like naming what, with the energy shifting from my Lego piece changing from this configuration to this configuration or whatever, right? What are the synchronicities that this configuration is open to that this configuration wasn't a match to, right? And what are the action steps that can be taken from here that couldn't be taken from there? Or
Yeah,
and what are the different life structures that this configuration is congruent with, that this configuration,
Right. Right.
wasn't
There's such a
wasn't
shift.
linking.
Like when your karma gets cleared, it shifts your energy and your beliefs and your thoughts. So because you're in a different state of being, state of frequency and like mental state, yeah, we have access to different thoughts and ideas and the way we look at things. So it's totally different. So that's why it's great to ask those questions. I didn't ask you
Yeah.
them. I just showed them and you asked yourself. And yeah, that was great. Mhm.
Yeah, yep, yeah. You just did a share screen. They were right there in front of me, and I just like read them, tuned in, and just said whatever came out of my mouth. You wrote it down for me. You sent it back to me, right?
Oh
In
yeah.
a Facebook message, right? Yeah, which was, that's incredibly helpful. I mean, incredibly helpful, right? So part of the synchronicities that I thought of in that state was like, oh yeah, like perhaps light workers will reach out to me, right? Like
Right.
perhaps I will be the magnet for light workers to reach out to me. Perhaps light workers will want to get sessions from me, right?
Right.
And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, I see it written right here. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Within 24 hours, without me sending a single email yet, I've still been working on the wording. I'm not like the best at like doing words, and so it's actually going to kind of. I still haven't finished that part yet, so I actually haven't even sent the email out. Somebody who is on that email list, who is not on Facebook, who hasn't seen me, in a very long time, has not ever bought, like, since I moved out of this physical location, and moved into just doing remote healing for many years. She wasn't into remote healing. So I haven't even done a session for her in many years, right? This is somebody who lives like an hour away from the town that I'm in, the town that I initially built my practice in. She was somebody who also was a light worker in her little town, who used to send me like basically all of her family members if they would get like something that she wasn't able to, like, because when you're really close to a family member, sometimes it's hard to work on your own, be
Yeah.
effective for your own close family members. So I was the
Yeah.
person that she sent all of her family members to, and I was the person that she sent all of her like tough case clients to, right? Like there was definitely a collaboration, but I hadn't heard from her. She hadn't had a session for me since I left. She, for the first time ever, spontaneously went to my website, booked and paid for a session for this week. She
Mhm.
did that.
Awesome. Yeah.
To my knowledge, she doesn't even know that I'm in town. She booked because on my website right now, like since I've been here doing remote or doing in person, I actually added a little thing at the bottom of my list of services saying temporary service in person sessions. I'm doing them at Cova Lake in Sioux Falls. Like temporary service if you're in town, driving distance, book here and we'll do it in person versus on Zoom. She didn't even schedule that. She scheduled a Zoom session.
All
she
right.
might not have
Huh.
even she might not have even looked through all the different services because I just added just at the very bottom.
Okay.
Um, so yeah,
Mm.
she might not even know that I'm here, and she spontaneously
Mm.
just like that's huge.
Yeah.
So when we
Yeah,
do
that's
our session
awesome.
this week,
After years,
yeah,
and it's like
yeah,
people reaching out to you, like hiring you without even needing to talk to you. And I mean, this one,
yeah,
they did it, and
yeah,
also like you didn't do much of like a physical outward action, just the shifts, the
there
inner
was
shift,
zero.
and then
Yeah,
doing with your own work, right? You were receiving like these Mount Shasta transmissions. You did
yep.
that earlier
Yeah, I
today.
got a really yep, yeah. When you put the question up there of what life structures,
Yeah,
what's the
right.
life structure thing that you need? It was like, yeah, it was like very specific. It was like this whole week, do because one of there was like a specific program in 2020 from Mount Shasta that was like a 5-part series that I kept the recordings for. And it was like, oh, okay, every single day they're like 2 hour long, deep somatic, like light anchoring, like upgrading of your whole nervous system to claim your post as an anchor of light here and like reclaiming sovereignty of your attention, right? Which is really important with all the AI and all the different things that can like scatter us, in ways that aren't serving our highest evolution, right? There's ways it can, and there's ways it also isn't. And so, yeah, like this particular series of 5 parts is like basically like upgrading your whole level of sovereignty of your attention, taking your attention back and helping energy just ground back into the ground. And they're like 2 hour long things, like the live group calls were 2 hours of like deep, cool stuff. And so my that structural like life structure thing was every day this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, do that whole
Fun.
series in sequence, right? So this morning, it's the first thing I did. Like, I was like, okay, I'm doing it. I'm not even getting out of bed until I think I maybe went to the bathroom first or something, but like right away, I just like hit play on that part 1 recording, which was so relaxing. I felt so good. And like during one part of the call, it's like I got this massive download of just like intuitive instruction of like basically combining the I studied a lot with mountain lions with Mount Shasta in 2020. It's like combining mountain lion medicine. Right now I'm in South Dakota where it's buffalo medicine. Like the buffalo, which are herd animals, right? Like buffalo are they're herd mammals. They
Yeah.
live in massive herds versus the solitary mountain lion medicine. And it was like this merging of like the mountains with the plains, with the mountain lion, with the herd buffalo medicine. It's like this like epic
Oh,
download
yeah.
came through. I know, yeah, like
Yeah,
for
that
for a new
like for
person.
me, that's kind of like being a hermit and finding going back to myself and then making my own body work and then now starting to become visible again. Yeah.
Yes.
Because
Oh
it's like
yeah, yeah,
merging with
yeah.
the herd, like when you're just a lone wolf, and then now you're like, okay, now I'll share also to those that resonate with this, right? And we'll
Yeah.
work together. Yeah.
Yep. And it's like retaining the sovereignty, right? Because like the part of the most epic aspects of the mountain lion medicine is like this very clear being a solitary animal, right? Other than when the mom's got her cubs to take care of, right? But otherwise, like it is all about her energy or his energy, you know, as truly they are massive light anchors. I mean, they transmit so much purity of power, right? It's
Okay.
like so it's like retaining that sovereignty and bringing that to the herd in such a way that everybody's sovereignty is also like honored, respected, valued. So it's like both vertical light anchoring and horizontal light anchoring within like with a group of people.
Okay.
So that's like it's like this whole thing that's like
Oh,
coming
oh,
through.
that's your new download you got because you're here and then you're combining both of them. And that's what you got inspired with, like to do, like, because we wrote that down, right? Do a Mount Shasta experience this week. It's the one you thought of, somatic work. And
Yep.
then point 2 was I want to teach this live, this in person, like this summer or
Yeah.
something. So we wrote that too.
Yep.
And, and
Yep.
then you
And
told
all
me
the
like
details can
today
be
you got the details. Yeah,
already.
awesome.
Yeah, less than 24 hours. I got the details on it. Yeah. So that was part of the life structure thing, and then there's
Well, that's
another little
another
synchronicity.
synchronicity. This is a huge thing too, because your work is deepening and like the intuition being open and everything. And you also
Yeah.
using
Yep.
your own work, right? And like it's really powerful. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's good. It's like yeah, it's amazing. It really is. Yeah. And then there was another synchronicity that happened too with, clients, which is for the first time in 4 years. One of my clients who just gotten a session in person sent me a Facebook message because like it's all been on Facebook so far, right? I haven't sent a single email, right? So she sends me a Facebook message and she says, can I get your phone number? I need to give your number to a friend of mine to refer you to a friend of mine who needs to get a session from you too.
Yeah. Yeah. And it says here from yesterday, synchronicities, right? That could happen without you doing anything. Um, this is how you answered it, right? Other light workers could feel safe and excited and come get sessions. I wrote down like support, and also ask to collaborate. And there you have one who's asking to refer you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Actually, you got both because one booked with you and another one asked to refer you.
Yep.
Awesome.
Less than 24 hours later, and I haven't even sent an email still. I'm still getting the wording done.
All right.
But that
Great.
just, like, yeah, I mean, that's just like, it is, to me, it is just very irrefutably clear evidence of the shift from here to here. Like,
Yeah.
it's, yeah, yeah. Like our energy drives the matter, right? It's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Totally. Yeah.
yeah.
Our
So,
experience is within the field of our consciousness, and we sometimes
yeah,
forget that or look at it the other way around.
right,
And I've
right. We
been
can be
playing
doing,
small for
doing.
so long. But yeah, this is it's coming back to sovereignty. Yeah,
Yes. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yeah. So it's not just about doing, 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 doing. It's like
right.
we need to clear the stuff to
Yeah,
allow any doing or no doing. In this case, for me, like, not that I wasn't doing, I've been working on it, but it hasn't actually, I haven't actually sent the emails.
right.
But the shifts are, already like,
Yeah.
yeah, and
Outer
energy of the
shifts
world is
reflecting
responding.
the inner shifts. That's
Yep.
why we're making this video. And yeah, that's to
Yep.
because it's important for people to know that and see that it's you don't just get an inner shift in the session and like change how you feel by the end of the session. Like yes, that happens, but also outer shifts. And that's why we use those questions at the end, right? Because that's what it's for. Those are to
Yep.
help because you're
Yep.
asking the question and that's opening up your field more. Yeah. So it's so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. And I Yeah, and I think it's really important also to note that, like, you know, the the result of like this particular modality that we share together, right? Compassion Key, which is a phenomenal, I believe, phenomenal addition to inner child integration work, past life integration work, ancestral healing integration, all of it. Um, it's like it isn't even about a momentary change of feeling or like a momentary change of state. It's about like clearing the stuff that gives rise to the less desirable, excuse me, like
Totally.
constrictions, right? It's like,
Totally right, because it's not
yeah,
working on a symptom level. It's going down to the causes. So the feelings we
exactly.
have are just symptoms. And so this is clearing the cause of that. So it's, yeah, as you say, it's not just temporary. It's like that you're actually having a shift. Like you're not going to go back. It's like you actually have
Yeah,
the shift because we're not just thinking about things or talking about things. That's like therapy, right? It's not that. It's that you actually feel it and you actually clear your own karma. Like all I do is
yeah,
facilitate. I'm just like guiding you and facilitating. And it's all you
right.
giving yourself compassion.
Yep, yep. And it's like, it's not like you're just like helping talk me out of feeling a certain feeling. No,
Right.
it's
No,
like,
we
let's
could
do
do
the
the
exact
opposite. We go
configuration.
right into it and even go further and say, well,
Yeah,
I'm not allowed to say it like how it works or whatever, right? Because of what I agreed to, right? And just the way that just the agreement of what it is. But but yeah, we go even further and we're clearing against things happening too, and in case we have that karma or whatever too. So you use your
yeah,
intuition on what to clear as well, in addition to what the client tells you.
yeah, yep, yep. And you have precision. I mean, you have a deep precision of like, you know, attuning to what exactly what it is that needs to be cleared. And that precision helps, me as the client in this case last night, right? Like, to be able to, like, offer the exact precise constellation of compassion, self-compassion, right where it's needed, in such a way that
Totally.
it does clear that karma. Yeah, it clears
Yeah.
the karmic imprint, uncreates that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. And you're also your
Yeah.
intuition is really strong too. And like because you were getting very clear information like as we went through and they progressively get more. And so then we figure out as we're going to deeper layers, we're figuring out where to go. And it's
Yep.
amazing. So it's you need that too, right? Some people aren't easy to work with and or they're not getting much. And like so with you, you get a lot more. So that's good. Yeah,
Yeah. I'm so excited. I'm so grateful. And I'm really excited for whoever's seeing this video. Because
absolutely.
you're in for a treat. Somehow, it's like somehow all of the synchronicities of your life landed you clicking that, and here you are.
Right.
And you just got this epic information, and,
Right. And you
you
have
know,
the
me,
opportunity to clear your own karma now and free yourself
yeah,
from things that you like you might think they're impossible or like you think you're never able to overcome it or change in that way or whatever. Like you feel like you've been limited by it forever, like through your whole life, right? It could be beyond that. But yeah, you feel like you've been limited in it and you're not able to break through it for so long. Or you might think that that's just how your life is, or that's just how reality is. You might have, it might be a given where that's the way you see it and you don't even think that it could change. It could be even things like that. So it's very powerful, right?
yeah, very, very powerful. Yeah. I mean, truly, I feel like it taps into like infinite possibilities made real, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like those vows are broken now? Like, because you made those vows, but then we did some specific things about that because it was so important to get rid of those for
Oh
obvious
my
reasons, right?
gosh.
To you, not to people. It's the insider info, but to you, it's obvious why you needed to clear them.
Oh, yeah. 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 I feel like because yeah, I'll just say briefly, like the two vows that were in conflict with each other were like, one was like a vow of nonviolence under any and all circumstances, including if I'm being violated. Like including to not protect myself, right? So
Right.
that's
Yeah,
one.
even without the self-preservation instinct, you put it
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yep.
Yeah. So in
That's what it
any
was. That's
case,
right.
because
That
it
was
was
that wild
like no
animal.
matter what, you couldn't do it. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. So my self preservation instinct basically had to get strangled essentially by my own body. That's what was happening. It was like
Yeah.
intense.
And you were
Um,
getting so much tension and inflammation in your
yeah,
belly. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, it was
Horrible.
horrible. It was absolutely. It was very miserable. Yeah, and
Yeah,
then the
which is
other
why we
vow.
needed that session last night instead of doing the interview.
Absolutely,
And also, you couldn't even send the email
I couldn't even
before
do.
that.
I couldn't
But
do anything.
then it was
I
like
was
the
I was
interview.
in
No, it
bubble.
was not a good time for it. You were in pain. Yeah.
I was in intense pain. But yeah, so yeah, there was that vow against my own self preservation instinct having motion, movement, or agency, and then there was a second vow that was later from a past life, which was a vow of revenge against a bunch of light workers who persecuted me and betrayed me and like left me for dead in a past life. It was like two vows that were in complete conflict with each other.
Yeah. And then
Like
you were in a
going
double
to,
bind where you couldn't do anything. So you weren't
yeah,
because when you were attacked or like surrounded, there was an opportunity to escape, but you would have had to use violence to escape. You had made the vow of nonviolence in all circumstances before that, and then you were like, I guess, angry at yourself as well because you couldn't escape and you felt trapped. And then they made the double bind because I think if that's what happened, right, like tortured you to get you to make a vow of revenge on them, but you can't fulfill both vows. It's impossible because you vowed
yeah,
against violence. So it was like, so you got this information, and then it was so clear that we have to clear that.
yeah, 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 yeah. I do. I feel like it's yeah. I don't. I don't think it's active anymore. I think we cleared enough around all of it that, like, yeah, I think I could use my self preservation instinct if I need to. Like, that feels pretty true. I mean, yeah, I feel like,
Oh,
it's like I hope I don't have to. You know what? I
right.
gotta tell you this.
Yeah, right.
Okay, I wasn't even thinking of this. Okay, I walked, like, so I was like at Cova Lake at sunset, right? That's kind of like where I'm doing my session and stuff. I had to take cash to deposit into my bank, and so I walked. Which there's like my bank is really close to that lake. It's like just like maybe like 4 blocks or something, you know. So I just walked there, and like as I was walking there, the sun was going down or whatever, and I did see a man, like, kind of just like by himself on foot, like at the business next to this bank, which is not open because it was like after, it was like sunset time, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I actually had the sense in my walk. I'm remembering this with crystal clarity. Like, in as I was walking in my walk, I literally was like, yeah, I can take him out if I need to.
All right. Oh, good. Well, there's
I
evidence of it
was
right there.
I wasn't even thinking about, like, I just had, like, yeah, I wasn't even like connecting that to our session that we did last night or the vows or anything. It was just this spontaneous, like, yeah.
I could
And
take
I
him.
walked, and I even like intentionally walked with like a little bit more like verticality of like, and I'm going to show him right now that if he tries to attack me, I will not be an easy person to
Yeah,
attack.
that's good. That really ties in
Yeah.
well. It's great. I mean, it also ties in well to the thing where we you came up with the reason why you made the vow of nonviolence, including not to against your self-preservation instinct, that you would ignore it, that thing.
Yep.
And you went to the reason why, and then that's what we talked about after you'd cleared it. That was when I said, do you have a message to share with people that went through like the same thing or something similar? Right. And you shared that pattern, right? Of like,
Yep.
I think like
Yep.
abuse and this abuse of power and this these conditioning and programming, and then like preying on the weak or like what they perceive to be weak,
Yep.
right? And you
Yep.
were that's where you were connecting it and going, wow, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, because it was like, where like an internalized submission, like people who are going through these horrible violating circumstances where like putting up a fight is much more dangerous to their survival than just submitting, just submitting to the violence, submitting to the violation, submitting to the coercion, not putting up a fight. um, how that can, like, yeah, like prime our bodies later to not, to, like, it's like shutting down our self-protection instinct in other situations, where there's like energetic violence, right, or emotional coercion or manipulation, and not having that internal substance that can really recognize, like, oh, this isn't good for me,
Right.
whatever the thing is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Yep.
not even to speak up.
And not speak up. Yep. Exactly. Yep. Yeah. So it's huge. I feel like we touched on such huge things, and yeah, and I love also, it's like all the energy that got released from that session, was offered, right? Like may that be used for the absolute highest well-being of all beings, right? All sentient beings.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's
Oh, good.
huge.
Yeah, I didn't remember if we
Yeah,
did that at the end or not, but
we
I made a point to do that today because I was like, oh, maybe we didn't do that. And today I was like, I
pretty sure
dedicated,
we got.
like in the beginning of today,
Yeah,
I dedicated it because I wasn't
yeah,
sure if we
yeah,
did.
yeah, yeah. I think we even did in the beginning of the session too, if I remember right. Like,
All right. Right.
like,
That's
yeah, I,
good.
I think we set it up that
Nice
way.
intention.
Yeah, Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
congratulations for the chefs happening. That's exciting. I'm excited
Thank
about
you.
our collaborations too.
God, me too. it's
And I
so
and,
it's
and
so
I've
good.
received a compassion key session from you too, the first one, because we did a session trade. So then now there's another
Yeah.
one. So now we're halfway through the second session trade.
Yeah. We're just beginning.
Yeah, and then I'm finding out about your practice, right? What about what you do? So that's why we were going to do that interview yesterday, right? So now we have that planned on another day. So we're getting ready for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm finding,
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm finding out about your services, and we'll talk about that right after this one. Yeah,
Yeah. All good things to come. Already in motion.
awesome.
Yeah. Thank
Thank you very
you.
much. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah. You're
You
welcome.
went
My
deeper
pleasure.
than I was
Thank
expecting. I'm very grateful for you, like, to do that.
you. Yeah.
I'm sure that this
Yeah.
is going to help people.
May it be so. That's the intention. Yeah. May it be so.
Thank you.
Yeah.